very special night to be in downtown LA. The energy, the enthusiasm, just the overall atmosphere in Southern California when the Lakers come home, and especially in closeout games like this where they've capitalized on 14 of their last 16 chances since the 2000-2001 season. So great time to be in Angelino. Welcome back to Staples Center. Joel Myers along with Stu Lantz. Patrick O'Neill going to join us in just a couple of minutes. So it's 3 down, 13 to go. Can they get number 13 tonight at the expense of the Utah Jazz and eliminate them in the first round this year after taking care of them in the conference semis last year? Now the starting 5 for the Lakers. And the starting 5s are going to look similar to what we saw in the last game because Mehmet Okur is going to be back and Lamar Odom as well for the Lakers. And with good reason. Not only 10 points, 15 rebounds, but Lamar led the Lakers on the boards and in the assist category as well with 6. Came through in a big way. And when Phil Jackson was on with Billy Mack earlier, he talked about, and he repeated it a couple of times, focus. You know what you have to do. Everybody knows everybody else's plays, what they're going to run. So just focus and be prepared. That's what he wants right away out of the locker room from his Lakers. And for the Utah Jazz, is it going to be a little bit more limber Mehmet Okur? I mean, let's face it, he just wasn't himself. When we saw him on the floor last game, he was very limited with that strained right hamstring. Boozer and Williams on the ends. They've held up their end of the bargain for Jerry Sloan. So a team that has gone to the finals on a couple of occasions under Jerry Sloan and lost in both. And to the other guy at the other end of the floor. And I'm talking about the Hall of Famer, Phil Jackson of the Chicago Bulls during those 2 seasons, 97 and 98. So Jerry Sloan just trying to get out of the first round after 2 years ago. They went to the conference finals and lost to the San Antonio Spurs. Downstairs we go now to Patrick O'Neill. Patrick.
Joel, thanks very much. You can tell this is an elimination game because the energy down here courtside is electric, really loud inside the building. Some concern for the Lakers at the 3. No Luke Walton tonight. He has a sprained ankle, injured it in Game 4, and he is a key member of the bench mob because he had 9 points in that Game 4 victory in 18 minutes. Luke will be out at least a week with that sprained ankle. Adam Morrison has been activated, but don't expect Adam to see much playing time, if at all, tonight. So the bench, you're going to see some extended minutes for Sasha Vujacic, also Shannon Brown, but other than that, Phil Jackson is going to keep it tight. Doesn't mean extra minutes for Jordan Farmar or extra minutes for Andrew Bynum. Bynum needs to come in and be effective early. If not, he is going to get a quick hook. He has been unhappy for lack of playing time, so he's going to come out and he has to show Phil Jackson something, or it's back to the bench because of the matchup problems with Utah. And guys, I'm told that Kobe Bryant is going to be aggressive early and often. What show are we going to get tonight?
Yeah, I got to believe it's going to be similar to what we saw, Patrick, in Game 4. Steve Javie, James Capers, who is going to toss it up, and Gary Zielinski are 3 officials. Stu, it should be a lot of fun.
Well, it'll be a lot of fun if the Lakers can keep that focus that Phil Jackson talked about.
It is controlled by Okur. So the Jazz have to start the 4th. Lamar Odom helping on the hedge. Inside of 10, it's Kirilenko. And 3 Lakers there. And maybe a little bit of a breakdown in communication because it's off the Lakers, out of bounds.
You know, you play the game with your feet all the time, obviously, but you have to also have your hands ready all the time. And that time, the Lakers, the hands weren't ready.
Okur on the run out, trying to get to the cup. Instead, Ronnie Brewer. And it's a 2-0 lead on a second chance opportunity to start the game for the Utah Jazz. The Lakers about shot them over the first 4 games, a little over 50% to 44%. And in the playoffs, you shoot 50%, you're saying something.
And to start the game, the Jazz start out with Kirilenko on Kobe instead of Brewer.
Good little pass. Trevor Ariza on the assist. I like it. The run on the baseline of Kobe on the angle.
Kobe still playing center field with Brewer. Brewer has to be, I mean, he just doesn't have that mentality, but he's got to really look to shoot the ball because he's got open looks.
Tentative that time, wasn't it? Now shot clock down. And Brewer batted in for Kirilenko. Off balance, really under the basket. Fish tied up, and Williams has a foul. Derek saw it in time to alter his path.
Well, that pass from Powell to Derek, close to a situation where your head's turning and all of a sudden you turn around and there's a defender. You either travel or possibly run into him for the offensive foul, but Derek did a great job of recognition.
Backdoor in the lob. Pau Gasol off balance for 2 Lakers.
The pass looks great when you put them in, that's for sure. Powell says, thank you for the pass, Trev.
Lakers trail by 5 at the end of the first as Okoro has a real good look and makes the most of it as it's tied up at 4. But most of this series, the Lakers have had a lead. It has been rare. The face-up game of Pau Gasol. And the rebound taken away from Brewer by Boozer.
That's what Boozer does. He takes rebounds. He doesn't just wait for it to come to him.
Well, a terrible pass by Darren Williams. On the run, the pull-up game of Derek Fisher. Pau Gasol inside position, and Boozer lost the handle. Lakers keep it in the offensive end.
That's one of those ricochets. Powell just got a fingertip on it, and it changed the course of the ball and going out of bounds off the fingertips of Boozer. But that last basket where Trevor throws it up and Powell just lays it in.
So fresh shot clock for the Lakers. Lamar on the spin up against Boozer with the right hand, and Omen early. He looked back, he wanted to foul, he won't get it.
And changing direction is always good, but especially against Booz, because Booz is good initially, but if you change directions on him, you can beat him.
Kirilenko, he was looking at Brewer. Lamar Odom in the switch with Williams. Pass to Brewer, and he walked with the basketball. Off balance, behind him slightly, and then he slipped a little bit.
I talked about changing directions. Lamar's last basket, our Carl's Jr. Exmo shows it to you. Go one way, come back the other. Boozer is just going to try to strip you majority of the time. Not really a shot blocker, so make him move his feet and attack.
Kobe up against Kirilenko. That's always tough. I'm talking about a guy that's got a wingspan of better than 7 feet, and there on signal, he takes it away because of that.
Well, bad decision by Trev. That's a bounce pass there.
Boozer, the easy one. Man, it's all even at 6. So points off a turnover. And the Lakers, that was only their first of the game. So 3 minutes gone by, we are tied at 6. And I mentioned they were down 25-20. It was the bench that really jump-started them when Kobe sat down. And that was the early part of the second 12. Kirilenko on Kobe to start this contest. Not Brewer like we've seen. We're going to go back to Gasol. The step back. And across it goes to Ronnie Brewer.
That time the two-man game was a little stagnant. Powell didn't cut fast enough in clear space.
Brewer's got to keep honest. And Lamar Odom's got the rebound. There's a reason they're leaving it wide open, and especially at that distance.
One, Kobe just doesn't respect his outside game.
Kobe strong and on his way to the free throw line. He blew by Boozer at the high post, and Brewer came over to help out with the foul.
I like the attack mode that Kobe's in. I mean, I really do. That's the way you go. You show the ball and just go right by your defender, get on the launch pad, get fouled by Mehmet Okur, go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Pretty amazing, even by his standards, what we saw in Game 4. When he scored the first 11 for the Lakers, 13 of their first 15, and was 14 of 17. You talk about jump-starting your teammates. They get a flat free throw to give the Lakers a 1-point lead.
Well, he's got a history of jump-starting teammates and teams and putting the game in the Lakers' control early.
So 38 in the last one. And what's it going to be for Kobe tonight? He's got 4 early. Had that nice little mid-range 12-14 footer in the setup by Trevor Ariza, and the Lakers are back up by 2, 8-6. So boards, free throws, they're always key ingredients to a win over the Utah Jazz, and boards in particular. Deep into the shot clock, not a back to the basket guy. Okur lost the handle. Trying to do a little bit something out of his range, maybe.
Well, again, when you're not 100%.
Fish popping up the 3. A little bit strong, and Okur clears it out.
Boy, the crowd wanted that one. They all got on their feet hoping that that one would drop.
Boozer usually likes to fall away from that position. Off balance because of Lamar Odom's defense. So the Jazz start 3 for 7, just like the Lakers. Difference, 2 free throws by Kobe.
I like to see the ball go on the inside, though. Get Powell involved here.
10 of the shot clock. Kobe that time with space. And That was truly a frozen rope. Darren Williams.
Boy, the probe. He just probes and probes.
And Okor. Deep three. And the smaller man jump out on him, and he knew he didn't have to do much to get it over Derek Fisher. An alert play by Mehmet Okor. He's in his 7th year from Turkey, a 29-year-old that, like Boozer, can opt out at the end of the season from his contract.
I think this year you'll see few players opting.
Don't disagree on that. Now Lamar Odom passes up the long one. Trevor Ariza gets the one that's a little bit shorter, about a 15-16 footer, and the Lakers regain the lead 10-9.
And you can see the gait of Trevor Ariza, that ankle bothering him. But he's out there giving it a try, knowing that because Luke can't play, he basically has to.
Kirilenko. 11-10 Utahs. We're almost halfway through the opening quarter. You want Pau Gasol to get a touch. I agree. He's got to get involved, especially against a guy that's not exactly a post defender. Up against Okor, quick release. And what about the activity of Ariza? Almost throws it away, and he does. Fish, they say, is on the sideline. In disbelief, he hands the ball off.
As so often happens, players that are on that sideline, either sideline, they're so concerned about staying behind the three-point line. There's not a lot of room there. I mean, you really almost have to forget about the three-point line until you get the ball.
They continue to gauge the minutes for Mehmet Okor. Paul Millsap with the basketball. He's the one who just checked in on the spin. Got Lamar out of position. And they'll call the foul on LO. Couple of free throws coming up for Millsap when we come back.
Well, fast first quarters, halfway through it, 5:50 to go in the first quarter, and the Lakers and the Jazz involved in a close one. The Jazz with the 1-point advantage as Powell, Kobe, Lamar, Derek, and Trevor Ariza making things happen.
Just underway at Staples Center with 5:50 left in the first 12. And the Lakers trying to close it out with the Utah Jazz, down by 1 early. And a couple of free throws coming up for Paul Millsap when they put it back into play. We are witnessing right now some pretty amazing and historic accomplishments when you consider the top of the playoff scoring list. And it's Michael Jordan ahead of the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who fortunately is with us every night here at Staples Center. Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone, some hard-to-believe elite company. Mr. Clutch, Jerry West, Larry Bird, and right behind them now, Kobe Bryant. And Stu, as we saw, he passed Hakeem Olajuwon and Hondo. John Havlicek, he surpassed 2 players in the last game when he got 38 in Game 4 in Salt Lake.
And that tells you right there that Kobe, in his 13-year career, has been in a lot of playoff games. That shows you that the winning mentality of that young man and of the Lakers organization.
Paul Millsap missing the first of 2. Neither team has done a great job at the free throw line. Lakers about 5 percentage points. Regular season 77%, 72% so far in the first 4 of the postseason. Millsap splits a pair, and it's a 2-point lead for Utah. Lamar Odom going to his weak side, and it's blocked away. Combination of Kirilenko and Millsap doing a good job of the recovery. Ronnie Brewer for an easy one. So it starts at the defensive end for the Utah Jazz on the quick run out. They lead by 4. Brewer gets his second basket.
Lamar tried to get to the rim that time, and that's what the Lakers have to do. Get to the rim and get it inside the foul.
Trevor Ariza. And Lamar wasn't ready for the pass. Trevor looked like he could have come out under the basket. It'll be Williams for 3. Real brick. And Ariza tapped it away from Brewer. Quickly ahead, Kobe has Pau Gasol. Easy 2 on the dunk. 14-12.
Good recognition that time. First with the defensive rebound to get the outlet pass out fast, and then Kobe with the quick release.
Yeah, so often we talk about early offense, get your share of easy baskets. That's definitely one of those for the Lakers. Nobody gets Boozer. And he couldn't finish. Knocked away by Millsap. Laker basketball. They're down by 2, 14-12. 4:46 left in the first. They only started yet to score Derek Fisher.
You talk about getting your share of the easy ones, the outlet pass past midcourt, and then Kobe, without putting it on the floor, delivers to Powell.
LO blocked inside, kills it up outside. Lakers by 1, 15-14. And over the last few weeks, since he moved into the starting lineup, different jump shot completely. The way he uses his legs and elevates. Good sign. We're down the road to the postseason for the Lakers. Pau Gasol on the deflection.
See, now if his hands were a little bit more in the ready position, he could have picked that pass off as opposed to just deflecting it.
End of the clock. Williams, you knew he was going up. Shot clock was down to about 6. Off the Kobe pick. And a good idea against Kirilenko.
You got to be careful against Kirilenko. You just can't relax.
Handoff, Fish gets the layup. He was frustrated around the rim the last one, wasn't he? 17-14 Lakers by 3, and all 5 starters on the board. Good balance. Williams, hot one. They say it's deflected by the Lakers. That was going to be tough anyway for Millsap to control.
That's good interior look, though, by Deron Williams. Good penetration. Try a little shovel. That little shovel pass sometimes can be hard to pick up.
He's averaging 12 assists a game, more than anybody else in the postseason. Good help defense. Down low. Looked like it was going to be available inside, but the Lakers recovered. Now 7 of the shot clock. And Williams knew he was going to get the whistle. Phil Jackson was upset the last game a few times. When we were sitting close to the bench, and you and I heard it talking about the way he cups the basketball. And the way he puts his hands on the side of the basketball, there's a certain advantage. The way lead guards handle it now.
You can let the officials be aware of it and be aware of it and be aware of it, but they don't seem to call it against certain players. So it's almost like you're screaming on deaf ears.
Right now with a minute 28 left in New Orleans. Denver 118. New Orleans 60. Hard to believe. So 2-point Laker lead. Well, Laker fans, Fox Sports West is now on Twitter. Follow us at twitter.com/Fox Sports West to receive breaking news, updates on your favorite Southern California teams. So twitter.com/Fox Sports West. Put in your favorite places. The Lakers by 1 as Williams gets a pair at the free throw line. His first 2 points of the game. Mismatch downstairs. With doubles. Good recognition. Top of the Gasol found Fish. Fish now 1 for 4. After that miss from 3. So the Lakers shooting 50%, 46% thus far for the Utah Jazz. Fourth rare when Williams gives up the dribble. And Kobe playing center field. Was he off Kirilenko? Because Brewer looked like he had Fisher on him.
And Kirilenko is starting to step into shots, and that's what you have to do as an offensive player.
So 4 straight by the Jazz. 1 point lead for Utah. 18-17. Extra pass. The challenge. Fish. Derek Fisher gives the Lakers a 19-18 lead with a second bucket.
1 point lead, and just about 2.5 to go here. Let's see how the Lakers clean it up as far as their defense.
Gasol's got the foul. And that'll take us to a timeout.
Well, Boozer, if I'm Pau Gasol, I go over to the official and tell him to watch his off arm.
Just a little.
Pau just said the Lakers leading by 1, but free throws coming to Carlos Boozer with the Lakers up 19-18 and Kirilenko scoring. The Land Rover designed for the extraordinary with the Lakers up by 1. What a play. When the outlet pass is to midcourt and then the next pass is to the basket, you know you're going to get something good. That's the way you run in transition. That first pass to midcourt, you got numbers. You've got the advantage, and you've got something very extraordinary.
Coaches love it when the play takes that long.
I mean, it's amazing when you can get a defensive rebound and get it to midcourt.
The Laker fans, log on to FoxSports.com right now or Lakers.com to watch Lakers ISOCam. You can watch an exclusive isolation camera feed of your favorite players. And you can vote on the players you'd like to see. Keyword is ISOCam. So the Lakers, that was not in the act of shooting. It'll be the Jazz bringing it in. And the Lakers lead by 1, 19-18.
And they bring in a different backcourt.
And Lamar, secondary defender. Shannon Brown, who just checked in, with Sasha Vujacic picking it up. Elo with the stop. Sizing things up. And there's Kirilenko again. Taking it away on the break. Williams. And it's Trevor Ariza batting it away from behind on the break to Lakers. Lamar Odom all the way to the hole. He'll get the roll.
What a defensive play.
Wow.
2 sequences in a row. The first one by Lamar and the next one by Trevor. You talk about secondary defenders. Wow.
Early block party, back-to-back as you mentioned. Lakers by 3, 21-18. They like the defense. Kirilenko. He's filling it up early, isn't it? That was just inside the 3-point line. He's got a half dozen.
Okay,
6 points early.
Now you know he's got that offensive mindset, and now you're playing. Make him put it on the floor and be a creator.
Sasha coming off the pick. And on the deflection. Looks like points off a turnover for Ronnie Brewer. And it will be. 2-point lead for the Jazz, 22-21. And right now they are up 7-2 in points off mistakes. As it's 6-2, you see the turnovers double up for the Lakers. Got to protect the basketball.
Yeah, it can't be careless, especially anywhere near where Kirilenko and Brewer are.
Final minute of the first. Sasha wanted to use the glass. Picked up Lamar Odom's leg. Boy, quick hands. He gave up the dribble. And a fresh shot clock for the Lakers.
All right, with Kobe out of the game, but either Lamar or Powell have to really get into the box area.
Trevor Ariza, he'll get to the box and to the rim. 23-22.
And I was talking about Trevor's ankle not being 100%. Not the way he's playing right now.
Trampoline's alive and well. 2 for 1 for Darren Williams. Step back. It'll rattle home. Looked out of his hands like it could have been long. And that's 4 for Williams. His first basket of the game. Over the top, the lead, save. What a save. And a triple. What an assist by Pau Gasol.
Well, good recognition and awareness by Powell, because that pass from Shannon Brown was not very good.
Lakers by 2. Final shot coming up for the Utah Jazz. So the Lakers at 55%, Jazz 53%. They get the final stop. Darren Williams sets it up. And he found some space. Look out. Now Sasha got to get it off. He will. A 3. A little bit too strong. A solid start for the Lakers. They got to clean up the turnovers, though.
Yeah, they got to clean up the turnovers, get the ball more on the inside, and they'll be okay. Both teams shooting at a very high percentage after the first quarter. We start the second quarter where we started the first. Tied 26-26. The Laker offside defense, though, sparkling on successive plays, and they're going to need a lot more of that as this game unfolds. Started the second quarter with the game tied at 26, and that man, Trevor Ariza, how's he been in the first 12 minutes? Well, been like Lexus, pursuing perfection. From the field, 2 for 2. A basket, but the play that everyone was talking about was the defensive play he made on Darren Williams, prevent an easy score. Then he followed it up with another highlight play. Offensive rebound, the putback. Trevor Ariza doing it on a bum ankle. I'd say he's playing hurt.
And filling up the box.
Yeah.
Helping the Lakers also to a 2-1 advantage at the end of the first. On the boards, 10-5. Is one of the keys coming in for the Lakers to make sure that the Jazz didn't get too many second chance opportunities. One game earlier in the series, they had 20 offensive rebounds.
Andrew checks in. Let's see if they go to him early to see if they can get him going.
Quick catch and shoot. Lamar keeps it alive with Bynum, who cradles it. It's taken away from behind, but Bynum will get into the mix, and I like it. Jump ball because Brevin Knight, the little guy, got in there. Lamar kept it alive initially.
Yeah, kept it alive. When Andrew got it, he tried to bounce it to get his balance. A lot of times you say, why do bigs dribble the ball under there? They're just trying to get their balance. Bring it down. Brewer gets a hand on it, forces the jump ball. The Lakers should control the tip if Andrew gets ready before the official does.
So Kobe stays on the floor with Shannon Brown, Sasha, Andrew Bynum, and Lamar Odom. And controlled easily up against Ronnie Brewer. So close to a fresh shot clock. It's kicked by Korver. A break for the Lakers. Easily could have been deflected anyway. 18 left on the shot clock. Brevin Knight has come in for the first time. Brewer's going to sit down now. C.J. Miles in, and Kyle Korver also in.
Now they've got 2 real good perimeter shooters. So if you try to help off of Korver or C.J. Miles, you'll pay a price.
You talked about Pau Gasol getting some touches. Let's see if they can find Andrew Bynum on the block up against. And he comes out of the high post this time. Mehmet Okur.
Look to shoot.
Got to go up. And Lamar sees it. Challenge three. Boy, is Lamar on. Almost on the sideline. Lakers by 3. LO into double figures with 10 and 5 early.
Man, all the pressure off when the clock down like that, and Lamar just zeroed in.
Millsap up against Andrew Bynum. He's going to have some space. What a brick. Didn't get the rim. Lamar on the push. Nobody accounts for Kobe. Got him. Burn him. 32-26.
Why would you account for number 24? He can't shoot.
Leave him open
With
that flying elbow. 10:40 left in the half.
He's picture perfect.
I know. C.J. Miles up against Kobe. You said you got to stay with Miles because he can shoot. And so can the guy with the basketball. Step back throw core. Difficult one because the defense of Lamar Odom leaks out. I like the lead by Sasha. Shannon Brown on the wing. Almost money. Right on line in front of us, but a little bit long.
That would have been one of those ones that maybe started a little bit of a spurt that got the Jazz thinking about, uh-oh.
I thought Jerry Sloan was out of his bench for a timeout already. Miles pop it up. And right back to Sasha Vujacic. So the Lakers at 50%, 48% still for the Utah Jazz after the miss. Kobe up against a longer defender. Man, was he cracked by Miles. Loses it, stays with it, and goes to the line. He's only surrounded by 3.
You know, normally when a player has the ball tipped away like that, the defense comes up with it. But Kobe is so relentless, it's ridiculous. And the Lakers now up by 6 after back-to-back three-pointers. First, Lamar. Nice. And then Kobe says, nobody's going to guard me? You got to be joking me. Now he goes to the line to shoot 2.
Josh Powell is going to be coming in between the free throws. And Lamar, well-deserved break. He hasn't left the floor yet. This is his first opportunity to head over to the bench.
And I wouldn't have him over there very long.
He's hot.
I'd try to put this game away as fast as possible.
The Lakers have their largest lead now at 7. Biggest at the end of the first 12 was only 3 points.
Because you win this game, you got some extra days rest. Guys can get their legs back.
So an 8-0 start for the Lakers. It's tied at 26 at the end of the first. 34-26 Lakers.
And you have to take advantage of Boozer and Darren Williams on the sideline.
And Sasha all over Korver, who takes it into the backcourt. But did he take a dribble first to retrieve it? Entry from Millsap. Good save by Millsap. Looked like a turnover. Miles gets the dribble. That's what he's going to do. He's going to space. He's got a long-range jumper. 34-29, Lakers by 5. Shannon Brown. He's fast. He's quick. Kobe on the hesitation. He could have been called for a carry there. Ill-advised pass. Bynum lets it go, and that's a break.
Yeah, because Shannon Brown and Andrew were there, and they were like, which one's going to get it? It's a good thing they both let it go, because if they try to save that, probably goes to the Jazz. As it turned out, the Jazz was the team that hit it last.
7 on the shot clock for the Lakers. Back door is not available. First look for Bynum. Kobe working on Miles. A little fall away. Josh Powell had good position. Took himself out of it against the smaller man, Brevin Knight.
There's another one of those shooters.
Real long, though. You can tell right away. Josh Powell cleans it up for the Lakers. They're at 16-7, a +9 on the boards.
Try to go inside to Andrew now. You got to get him involved.
Bring him off. Bring him to the other side. Kobe leaves Miles and goes to the line, looking for the three-point play. He lulled him to sleep a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, and then a change of direction. CJ was thinking, oh, here comes a screen, and all of a sudden there was no screen. It was just a blur going by him, baseline. And with that, we got a timeout. 8:35 to go in the second quarter. The Lakers up 36-29. Lamar got this thing started with his three-pointer. Then Kobe followed it up with one of his own. And since then, the Lakers have enjoyed at least a 6-point lead.
Lakers by 7. Just saw a sign they put up on the big screen here at Staples Center, and it had the freeway to Salt Lake City. It said Salt Lake City North, gone fishing. We like it. Lakers by 7, and Kobe's going to the line when they put it back into play. Laker fans, Fox Sports West is now on Twitter. Follow us all at twitter.com/Fox Sports West to receive breaking news updates and keep up with all of your favorite teams here in Southern California as we head down now to Patrick O'Neill. Patrick.
Joel, thoughts and prayers with a very important member of the Lakers family. 87-year-old Tex Winter remains hospitalized in Manhattan, Kansas after suffering a stroke Saturday morning. Tex is right now in intensive care and expected to remain there for a few days, eventually be moved to a care unit for some rehab. Right now, Tex is only taking calls from family. Phil Jackson attempted to get through to Tex before the game, was unable to do so. And Tex was returning to Kansas State for a reunion where he coached for 15 years, starting back in the 50s, led them to a couple of Final Fours, getting that triangle going. And Tex is a huge part of Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant, the rest of this team. So, you know what, we're all thinking about Tex Winter right now. He belongs in the Hall of Fame. And Joel, he's just a great guy. He's a consultant this year with the Lakers, calls himself an insult and never afraid to speak his mind, but definitely we're all pulling for him.
No, Patrick, first of all, we all love Tex Winter. And Stu, you've been around him longer than me. He's such a big part of the Laker family.
He's just been involved with basketball so long. I mean, he and I go back to college days. He was at Kansas State coaching when I was at Nebraska. We played against each other for 4 consecutive years, and then he coached that 1 year in Houston. So it was really a nice pleasure to be working with him.
Andrew Bynum set it up at the block. Sasha can't get the 3. It was a late challenge and a good one as they came out. Lakers by 8. They have matched their largest lead of the game. So Tex, get back in a hurry. Miles long. He already has a 3-pointer. Shannon Brown very alert of Millsap behind him. Sasha, this time, the man is a machine. 40-29. Sasha with his second on a 6th try.
He's never seen a shot he didn't like.
You got it.
But I tell you, when you can shoot that well and you get an open look like that, go ahead, Sasha.
Korver denied because Sasha closed. Okor fouled, and it may have been Sasha coming from behind on the reach.
I think it was. But those are the kind of plays, though. You got to make players like Okor, who's not healthy, finish those kind as Sasha gets his open look and knocks down the 3 to give the Lakers their 11-point advantage. And now Mehmet Okor to the line to cut into that with 2 free throws.
And give this guy credit from what we saw in the last game. Stu, he couldn't move. He wasn't himself. The 29-year-old with 7 years of Turkey gets the first free throw. But an extra day of treatment, day off, and he's back at it in an elimination game.
And that's one of the reasons why I said, you got to make him work. I mean, if he's going to put on his uniform, you don't feel sorry for him. He's got to go. So if he's not 100%, work him over.
Lakers by 10, and Andrew Bynum is on the floor to try to do that right now. See if they get Bynum. Kobe's going to be strong, and it's picked up by Okor. Well, Andrew Bynum, not many touches down on the block.
Not many.
How about none?
Try none.
Yeah, the one time he caught it, it was the high post. A couple of times out there. 10 on the shot clock. Darren Williams back on the floor. And on the switch, pass goes right through. He's had more turnovers than you normally see, but he's played so many minutes, and so much of the onus has been put on him to score and assist.
And I think a lot, too, the Lakers have done a pretty good job of trying to wall him at times, building that wall, forcing him to make passes that his teammates can't seem to retrieve.
The Lakers get it back. Now can they make him pay? Andrew Bynum working against Okor. And on the spin, it'll be Josh Powell locked up. Millsap's got the foul. But still, good to see the ball go to Big Drew.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get it lower, though. He got it so high, then had to try to back his man in off the dribble. That gives the defender, the second defender, more time to get over there, and then that freed up Josh Powell, who's working the offensive glass.
Bringing it on the side. Fresh shot clock for the Lakers, and we're almost halfway through the second 12. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Kirilenko back on Kobe. That's the way it started tonight. And he goes right by Kirilenko. Floater. He thought he was clipped. He didn't get there. Kirilenko on the run. Man, maneuvers his way to the basket. 8-point Laker lead at 40-32.
This is where you have to try to stop these kind of mini spurts. You go up by 11, you can't go drive so many trips down and let them come back in the scoring department.
Kirilenko holding Kobe. They were wrestling for a while in there before the whistle.
Yeah, and I think they caught the first foul there because Kobe was giving it just as well as he was taking it. That's what got Jerry Sloan off the bench, telling the officials, Watch Kobe throwing those elbows.
He thought he was fouled on his run to the rim by Kirilenko the last time.
And now he's working for position. And they jockey. And there's a lot of work in the low post, and Kobe's not afraid of contact, believe me. We've got a timeout with 6:04 to go in the half, and the Lakers' 11-point lead no longer. But it's still at 8. Possession of the ball, Los Angeles.
Lakers have the basketball when they put it back into play. There's 6:04 left in the half with an 8-point advantage. Well, log on to foxsports.com right now, or even the Lakers website at lakers.com. And you can watch the Lakers ISOCam, where you can watch an exclusive isolation camera feed of your favorite players. Be sure to vote on the players you'd like to see. Keyword there, when you log on, is ISOCam. This is not a typo or misprint on our graphics department. That final 121-63 is accurate, and that ties the largest margin for a playoff victory. The previous had been the St. Louis Hawks loss to the Minneapolis Lakers, and that was back in March of 1956, a 133-75 game. Out of the timeout, another turnover for the Lakers.
That's the way you get a team back in the game.
Right. Give more chances. 7 turnovers for the Lakers compared to 4 catch-and-shoot corners. And out of the corner of his eyes, that challenge by Ariza, who didn't quit on the play. So Trevor Ariza back out there with Derek Fisher. Kobe, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom. That's the 5-some on the floor for the Lakers. Kobe wheeling right past Korver, all the way to the rack. Lakers by 10. Kobe has 14.
Aside from Kirilenko, there's really not a shot blocker out there. So if you can attack the rim or get it into the post, do so.
Pick by Millsap. And Ariza tried to get around it, hooked Kyle Korver.
You know, the last basket the Lakers got on their trip down was Kobe just probing and then all of a sudden attacking the paint and just goes in, and everybody's flat-footed for the Jazz defensively, just lays it in.
It's kind of surprising that Korver ended up with Kobe. It had been Kirilenko. Quick catch and shoot. And Boozer kept it alive. Second chance. Williams will save it.
That's the other way to get a team back in the game.
Yeah, that's something that plagued the Lakers earlier in the series. Last game, they were exceptional. Kirilenko on a late close by Kobe. So Kirilenko has 10 on 5 of 7. And it's back to 8. Inside of 5 to play. So the Lakers cannot lose them early. It's a veteran team. Gasol sets up. Trevor Ariza, a lot of space. Trevor gets him. And what a beginning for Trevor Ariza. Hasn't missed. He's got 7 with 3 boards and 3 assists.
That time Powell with the dribble assist. Normally when he's been putting it on the floor across the middle, they've been making life miserable for him.
Williams, step back and a real awkward looking shot. Millsap on the deflection, picked up by Ariza. Lakers have some numbers if they want them. Ariza, nobody stopped the basketball, and he'll go to the line. And he recognized that because all of a sudden there was space.
That's why you get the ball in the middle, and you don't really give it up until the defense commits. Unless you've got such a numbers advantage and a guy ahead of you. They never stopped the basketball until he was in the act of shooting a layup. And he's mad at himself and saying, what are you doing? You don't normally make those. But you got 2 free throws coming to you nonetheless.
And now the Lakers could really expand the lead, and I bring that up because of the foul situation team-wise. Lakers only have 2 team fouls with 4:18 to play in the half, while the Jazz have the Lakers at the line for the final 4:18. Matt Harpring in for the first time. Not surprised it took that long.
I'm surprised that they waited so long for Harpring to come in. He's the guy that really injected the life in order for them to get their one victory, because without him in the fourth quarter of Game 3, they'd already be on vacation.
That's the first miss of the night for Ariza. It comes at the stripe. So he's got 8 and 4. And nobody denies Darren Williams.
And that was like 1-on-3.
Yep.
Where was the secondary defense? I mean, if you're there, you got to make a play on it.
46-36. Lakers still by 10. Lamar Odom on the screen and roll. Kobe wanted to go back that way. Tied up by Harpring. And will Ariza be able to save it? Nope. Another turnover. Got caught in the air. Left his feet for the pass.
Well, he wanted to throw it to Derek, and they took that one away after he lost his feet. I mean, after he left his feet. He tried to get it to Trevor, but off the mark.
And the Lakers still shooting 49%. 8 turnovers, though. Kirilenko, their hot hand. Boozer's not been much of a factor at the offensive end. He's only got 2 points. Williams off the front of the rim looking for a triple over the smaller Derek Fisher.
There it is. Nice entry pass. Nice come from the weak side.
Lamar taking Matt Harpring to task. Lamar battling on the offensive glass.
He's just too big for Matt Harpring.
12-8 for LO. And the Lakers lead by 12, 48-36. 3+ to play in the half.
Go for the steal there.
And Boozer had to take it away. He used the off arm a little bit to protect it with the left hand. Kobe waits.
Better hurry.
Talking about the 5. Gasol kept it alive. Boozer chases it down. Good attack by Kobe. Nice tap by Gasol. Harpring with Kirilenko. And free throws coming up for Andre Kirilenko. Trevor Ariza backing his way into him.
Kobe trying to figure out why he's not on the free throw line. Because he asked the official, they were late getting back. And that's what gave the Jazz numbers advantage. We'd go to a timeout. 2:42 to go in the first half. The Lakers up by 12. And Trevor Ariza, sore ankle and all, making things happen.
Not a bad first half so far for the Lakers. They're on top of the Jazz, looking to close things out. Matter of moments, Norman and Rick will be right here. We'll be breaking things down on the Jack in the Box halftime report. We'll talk about Lamar and Trevor. And you're not going to believe, if you haven't seen it already, the Denver-New Orleans score. And we hope Rick doesn't imitate Wolverine. But he might. That's all coming up on the Jack in the Box halftime report, Joel. It's all yours.
All right, Bill. Not a lot of people to the end of that game in New Orleans for that Denver-New Orleans matchup. John McEnroe, Pete Gooding. As mentioned, it is a tough ticket tonight. Will Ferrell up on the big screen. I love the former USC Trojan. Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire. So downtown LA is the place to be tonight. As the Lakers try to wrap it up, and Kirilenko goes to the line out of the timeout. 2:42, and we've talked about the way the Lakers close, whether it's a 12-minute period, whether it's a half, a game. How do they close the final 2:42 of the half?
Well, consistently in this series, they haven't really closed that well. I mean, when you look back in this series, they've had, leads, and I've allowed the Jazz to cut into that lead right before halftime especially. So let's see what they do with a 12-point lead now. Let's say at a 10-point lead with this free throw here with 2:42 to play. How do they win, or how do they play in the final 2:42? Do they win it or not?
They've done a good job defensively in the second. 4:15 in the quarter. That's 27% for Utah. Lamar behind the screen. And the long rebound out to Darren Williams. So the Lakers at 45%, 43% for the Jazz. Boozer has not done what we expected offensively to keep them a little bit closer. Darren Williams and Kirilenko, they've been the catalyst. Now Kirilenko setting up Matt Harpring. Matt Harpring gives him an assist. 48-40 with 2 to play. That's the first basket of the game for Harpring. So the Lakers have had some big leads in this series. 22 at the half of game 1, up by as many as 20, and another turnover. They were up by 13, even in the game 3 loss, and then 24 in game 4. So sustaining those leads, killer instinct we talk about.
Well, again, another turnover, and we talked about how they closed the final 2:42. Well, so far, not so good.
9 turnovers for the Lakers compared to only 4 for the Jazz. And off the miss. Trevor Ariza will clear it away. Lamar's got the advantage on the box if they go in that direction. Little slip for Gasol, and he's hammered by Harpring. So free throws.
That's a nice pass by Kobe.
Yep.
Just off the dribble, a bounce pass right between the defenders. Powell gobbles it up and gets fouled.
So a blindside hit. 15-yard penalty on Harpring and 2 free throws for Gasol. Let's head over. Patrick O'Neal.
All right, Joel, thank you very much. We just saw Harpring with that hard foul. The reason perhaps he didn't come into this game until, late in the second quarter is because at a shoot-around today, ice bags on his right knee, right ankle. He's definitely not 100%. What Jerry Sloan loves about this guy is that he wants to guard Kobe Bryant. Problem is, Jerry says he's just not fast enough. Jerry says a lot of these guys come in and want to guard Kobe Bryant. Then they get out there and they're like, whoops, mistake. He did say about Harpering, one of the toughest guys ever he's seen. Top 3 or 4 coming from Sloan. That's quite a compliment.
Everybody in his family has played football. I mean, granddad, dad, brother. He's one of the few that have tried the round ball. And it's taken away. Stripped cleanly. Fish took it away from Boozer on the run. Ariza, how about the trail? Lamar Odom. 52-40.
What a decision by Trevor, though. I mean, normally Trevor tries to attack the rim, but I think he's really slowed himself down with that ankle being sore, and he's made some very good decisions.
Boozer. And Lamar tries to and will, with the help of Trevor Ariza, keep it away from Harpering. The solid leaked out. That wasn't available any longer. So the Lakers have their biggest lead of the game. Can they add to it? Lamar up against Harpering. And opposite side, Harpering's got the foul.
That's where Lamar has the biggest advantage, obviously, against Harpering, is on the box. But the Lakers get the steal by Derek Fisher, just stripping Carlos Boozer, just taking it out of his hands, basically. And that led to the transition game where Trevor made such a nice decision. Passes it to Lamar, who lays it up, lays it in. Nice play.
And you see Fisher's foot. If his foot is all the way down, he's on the baseline. It was up on its toe, and he's headed the other way on the push-off. LO gives the Lakers their largest lead of the game, and I like this by Phil Jackson. Trevor Ariza has been maybe the most complete player on the floor tonight for the Lakers, besides Lamar Odom. And Trevor's got 8-6 rebounds with 4 assists.
Yeah, and Phil taking him out because he has 2 fouls.
Right.
He's the only Laker with 2 fouls, so good substitution by PJ.
How about Lamar? 16 points, 8 boards. And a 14-point game as Darren Williams tied up, is going to the free throw line for 2. The Lakers 10 of 11 at the stripe, 6 of 8 for the Utah Jazz before these 2 for Williams. And one of the keys coming in, Stu, is the graphic we're looking at now. How about the boards? 2-1.
Yeah, that is key. You must win the battle of the boards. The first couple of games, especially on the offensive glass, in game 1, I believe, even though the Lakers won, the Jazz did a real good job on the offensive glass.
20 offensive rebounds in that game.
That's enough for 3 games. I'm serious.
That's right.
You give up more than 7-8 offensive rebounds a game, and you got some concerns. And they give up 20 in one game?
It's been a focal point of the Lakers, and they did a super job last game. Outboarded the Jazz, took care of it. 46-39, long one. And Harpering will get it. Kirilenko tries to make it a 4-point trip, and it'll come out. They'll call the foul on Fish on the push. Well, Boozer was pushing Odom. Fisher was pushing Boozer. It was like dominoes out there. I love it.
Well, Boozer goes to the line, and he's been awfully quiet. Only 1 out of 5 from the field, looking for his 3rd point, his first trip to the charity stripe.
Yeah, this is a guy that's averaged 23 and 14 on 54% shooting over the first 4 games. And how about 38 rebounds for Carlos Boozer over the last 2 games as he gets the first free throw. He's only got 3 boards in 17 minutes tonight. That really demonstrates the way the Lakers have protected the rim. Because that's the one thing he has always done, even if it's off for him offensively. So a 12-point Laker lead.
He may only have 3 points right now, but before the night is over, he'll probably be around the 18 to 24 mark. But if he waits too long, it'll be meaningless because the game will be over.
He gets both at the stripe, and it's back to 11. 31.5 seconds left in the half. Kobe leads the Lakers. No, it's Lamar Odom with 16. Kobe's got 14 on 4 of 10. He's been able to get to the line, though. He's 5 of 5 there. Milk the shot clock. About a 7.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Kobe saw a crease. And on the deflection, who's got it? He's got to go up. He won on the fall away. Do you believe it?
Just
he knew it.
He drew it up.
He knew it, too. He had to get it away in a hurry. Lakers by 13. Final shot, Darren Williams. Lakers do not have a foul to give. The challenge, a real good one. That kind of summarizes the whole first half of the Lakers. The stops, the defense, the boards. They held the Jazz to 43 on 40% shooting.
Well, Kobe was just about a turnover waiting to happen there, but somehow the ball gets tipped by Powell, by Harpering, by Boozer, and all of a sudden it's free. And when it's free, Kobe gobbles it up, puts it in just like Phil Jackson drew the play up. Kobe, you're just remarkable. Your instincts to know what to do at that time something special.